Hey, my name is Josh. I'm with California Media Solutions. We're a Sony professional video reseller. I'm here today with the filmmaker Ted Settler.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm not too bad.
All right.
Well, I noticed that you came to the studios with a little present here.
I sure did.
So I just transferred being a Panasonic guy to a Sony guy. So I actually, when you brought this in, I was like, what do we got? A little something new.
Yeah, I know.
So,
The Sony NXCAM. NX5.
The NX5. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting more and more familiar with Sony. I actually, what we're recording here on is actually my EX3. And I'll be honest with you, I love it. I do love
camera.
I do love the EX3.
Yeah.
So knowing that this is a Sony line, when I thought you said the NXCAM, when you first told me about this, I was thinking, oh, this is one of those little handheld kind of consumer kind of cameras. It's not.
No. It's got 3 CMOS 1/3 inch CMOS chips.
Okay.
Which are the same Exmor style chips that are in the EX1 and EX3 cameras, which is pretty cool, right?
It's the same chip, just obviously the ones that the EX1 and EX3 are, they're at a 1/2 inch,
right? Which
is actually that bit more quality that I actually didn't expect necessarily, just going up a little bit there. But you know, for a 1/3 inch, I've been filming with these on the Panasonics for quite some time. Amazing pictures.
Right. And with the CMOS chips, it helps develop, you get a little lower light sensitivity that you probably didn't notice in like a CCD camera, which were like the prior Sony HDV cameras and some of the Panasonic cameras. They had the CCD chips. Well, the Exmor chips, the CMOS chips, they're a little more light sensitive. So it's really good in low light situations.
That is huge. Because I'll tell you what, on the a couple of things that I didn't like about Panasonic initially was, you know, thinking of the pixel shifting, because it's not the true 1920 by 1080. What does that do for the overall picture quality? You know, to be honest with you, it actually does have a certain quality when I've recorded on a 1/3 inch Sony cam versus with the Exmor chips versus the CCDs.
Yeah.
And so there is a difference in quality there as a filmmaker. I've noticed it. So
that's pretty cool.
What else about this camera?
And there's a ton of stuff.
Really?
There
okay.
Totally.
All right.
Yeah, it's got a 1 to 20 times lens, which is huge, really. It's fixed lens, which is okay. I mean, most of the time you're not going to take the lens off anyway. So if you're going to need a fixed lens, if you don't need it to removable lens, this is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I've noticed one of the exciting things that I've seen so far is that almost every one of the presets that I've got on the EX3, this has here. So you've got the ND filter. You've got you can go from manual to auto very easily on all of your settings. You've got professional white balance, which you have to have on any of these cameras.
Right.
Any professional videographer would white balance before going in. Audio. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that. You've got the XLR inputs here. Let me go ahead and turn it around. 2 XLR inputs.
Right.
Not only that, it comes with an actual, with a mic.
Right. I know. Most of the times you see a professional style camera like this, and you see the picture with the mic, and then when you get the box, you open it up, and guess what? The mic's not really included, right?
When you're checking the audio, you actually can check each channel separately.
Oh, yeah.
Or stereo.
Right.
I don't even have that on the EX3.
Exactly. That's
nice. Pretty slick.
It is cool. Yeah.
But ultimately, when I see that you have the XLR inputs, you've got 2 channels here. You've got ultimate settings that you can, you know, from line in to mic in, you can kind of see right there all the different settings that you can change for the audio. And it's actually very important. We just had a recording at a concert where actually one of them was a line in, the other one was actually mic'd in through a different type, and to be able to change is important. So I know how important it is to have the settings.
That's huge. Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit of what professional level cameras have, and I see right here in front of me time code.
Right. Yeah.
You don't get that on regular cameras.
No, yeah. Time code in and out is important, right? So like the EX1 does not have time code in and out. The EX3 does have time code in and out. This particular camera is kind of a hybrid. It's got time code in or out. You don't have both. You have in or out.
Also, I am a huge fan for recording devices with the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple things that I'm seeing here is that you've got a couple different options: the Pro Duo cards as well as the SD cards.
Yeah,
you use both.
You've got three options.
Three options. Tell me about that.
You've got the like you said, the SD and the Pro Duo.
Okay.
And you have the Nano Flash, which is Sony's new flash drive.
So that's what this is here.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. It's a 128 gigabyte flash drive, so it's very fast. It's
How many hours? Tell me.
Oh yeah, 10 hours. It's huge.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
10 hours.
You can do a whole session. You can do a whole wedding. You can do time lapse recording. Whatever you want to do with that, you have unlimited space. Really.
That's so important. I can't tell you how many times with the P2 stores, whatever, you get the 8, the 16, or 32 is a little bit better. You know, you get to the point of not having to do anything for an hour or so,
right.
But still, that's an hour on a 32 gig card. That's amazing. 128 gig. Okay.
It's huge. Actually, you have another option too. We didn't talk about this. You can actually go out HDSDI, and you can record.
Really?
Yeah, you can record 422.
Wow.
Which is huge for a camera. $39.99 to record 422, and have a Nano Flash option, SD card option. It's
and a Pro Duo. You know, three plus one essentially are 4 options to be able to record to.
It's huge.
This
right?
is a huge, contribution to the film world, the digital film world.
Right, and actually, you can also hook it up to a professional remote that Sony carries.
Okay.
So you could actually use it in a studio environment. If you have multi-cams with the time code in or out, you can hook that up to like a sync generator, and you can get multiple cameras. And with the professional style remote, you have a really high-end, low-price studio camera, which would be great for like a high schools or.
So you're talking about
events.
recording in 1080p, both in 60i, 30p, 24p, correct?
Right.
You
Yeah.
can do that? Okay. So pretty much a standard across the board.
You know, a lot of people that are using tape, or they're still on the fence about, they don't know if they want to switch over because they're not quite sure if they can trust a solid state solution. Well, with this camera, you actually it has a backup plan really built in.
Backup.
Yeah, you can record on the SD cards and on the flash drive at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. So you can record SD and HD at the same time. So which is good, right? So if you have a client that wants SD, and down the road, a couple months, they're going to really want that in HD when they switched all their systems over. And so you have a built-in upgrade that you can sell to your client down the road.
Wow.
Without repurposing anything.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, thank you.
Hey, thank you, Ted.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
So
until next time, check us out online.